waiting for you. Even though we knew like we're far away, far from far away.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let's go back to the beginning.
None of us must have a last say. I'm writing you this letter, hoping we can make things clearer. Over all the shouting, we forget to hear each other. And I miss you for days, in so many ways. Even though
God of Exoverse, DJ Wiskel.
like we're far away, far from far away.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let's go back to the beginning.
The beginning, you and me. Let's go back to the beginning.
The beginning.
You and me.
The beginning.
Oh,
The beginning.
you and me. Taxis waiting down on the street, so hurry up, I have to go. Looking round, you see other people making faces very cool. Carry me away, far from the circles that never breaks. Hey, hey, hey. Going home, where this road goes I already know, where everybody cares for one another, and they take you as their sister. Ayo, 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 ayo. Where the children run around, there's laughing in the crowd. I hope it still remains the same. Ayo, 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 ayo. And there's something in the song that makes you feel at home, and that's what's calling out my name. Ayo, ayo.
God of Exoverse, DJ Wiskel.
And ready for takeoff, so I can fly away. House is getting smaller the way up. In my heart a sunny day, dreaming of me on stage. 5 years of age and I'm not afraid. Hey, hey, hey.
Exclusive from clickvibes.com.
Going home, where this road goes I already know, where everybody cares for one another, and they take you as their brother. Ayo, 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 ayo. Where the children run around, there's laughing in the crowd. I hope it still remains the same. Ayo, 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 ayo. Where there's something in the song that makes you feel at home, and that's what's calling out my name. Ayo, ayo. Oh, would you take me and embrace me as your own? Would you take me and embrace me as your own? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ayo, 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 ayo. Well, can you do this for me? Whisper a prayer. Something's happening, I'm so scared. What I waited so long for is finally here. Why does it feel so wrong? Why the tears? I always give love, never thought I'd deserve to be the one to get love. Oh no. So I locked my heart away, thought I didn't need it anyway. Maybe some things aren't meant to be. over mountains, over seas, where I thought no man could reach. How did you find me? How did love find me? I was trying to live without any water, was trying to breathe without any air, was losing the fight, and now I realize that I wasn't even alive. So I locked my heart away.
Exclusive from
Thought I didn't need it anyway. Now I know differently. Over mountains, over seas, where I thought no man could reach. Love, you have found me. My love, you have found me. You found me. You found me. I'm so glad. To begin a fire in your heart, wouldn't you agree? I believe that I can be only the best in what variety, guaranteed to take the lead. Only the best in what variety, guaranteed, yes indeed, to be the best in what variety. There's a place not far away where the sky is never gray, orange as the evening setting sun. A place that has a friend for everyone, where the smile will warm your heart, and people think about everything to make your dream come true. Everything is you. I believe that I can be all of the best in what variety, guaranteed to take the lead. All of the best in what variety, guaranteed, yes indeed. All of the best in what variety. Won't you take my hand and let me lead? Would you rather trust me? There's a place I long to be, where the air is wild and free. I can let me fly down and be me. Wouldn't you agree? I believe that I can be one of the best things that I do. Guaranteed to take the lead. One of the best things that I do. Guaranteed, yes indeed. To be the best in whatever I do. Would you take my hand and let me lead? Would you rather trust me? And I simple as a dream, simple as water, simple as a child's heart, simple as an idea. Open your mind to possibilities. Would you take my hand and let me lead? Would you just trust me? Just whatever it does. tìrí mi. Sisi uche ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi. Àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ mi wá oh oh. Yeah oh 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 oh. Bọ̀bọ̀ Musa onírèké wá. Ìyá Múlíká ọlọ́mọ méje. Àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ mi wá oh oh. Yeah oh 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 oh. Èyí kò sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀rín. Ẹ má jẹ́ sọ fẹ́ anybody. Ah ha ha. I'm talking to you, yeah, yeah. Torí ọlọ́mọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ má jẹ́ sọ fẹ́ anybody. Ah ha ha. I'm talking to you. Oh ah, mo gbọ́ ń pẹ́ yín ní ọ̀gá ọ̀lẹ. Lẹ́dẹ̀ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ènìyàn lọ́rùn. Ha ha ha. Ọmọ mi mo fìyà bí. Ó fojú di mi, ó sọ̀rọ̀ mi láì dáa. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ènìyàn lọ́rùn. Èmi lọ́wọ́ olókùn méjì. Ẹ lọ bẹ̀rẹ̀ mi lọ́wọ́ anybody. Ẹ má bá wájà mi o o. Yọ o o o o. Ọmọ tó ní ẹrẹ́ kò ní sùn. Òun gangan kò ní fojú sùn. Ẹ má bá wájà mi o o. Yọ o o o o. Èyí kò sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀rín. Ẹ má jẹ́ sọ fún anybody. Ah ha ha. I'm talking to you, yeah yeah. Èyí kò sọ̀rọ̀ àrífín. Ẹ má jẹ́ sọ fún anybody. Ah ha ha. I'm talking to you, hey. Ho 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 ho. Oh, oh, oh. I'm talking to you, yeah, yeah. Don't y'all move back. Am I there? Don't you think ah ha ha. I'm talking to you. Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm aware of you. I'm aware of you. Ah 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 ah. Adio, adio. I'm aware of you. I'm aware of you. Ah 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 ah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's okay, hype media. It's okay, hype media.
Good morning. I would like to welcome you to this event. The banner there is just revealing. I wish I could cover this from you and we start the program without you knowing what's happening until it happens. But there you are. Welcome you to this event, the handover of entries and press conference for the Nigeria Prize for Science 2025. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and members of the press, our distinguished members of the advisory board, my senior colleagues from NLNG and my other colleagues. Welcome to the first press conference of the Nigeria Prize for Science, the very first one, and an important one at that. We're delighted to have you here, and this press conference sets the stage for yet another chapter in our journey to spotlight scientific excellence. Today is the start of something impactful. And what exactly are we starting? Well, that answer will unfold shortly as we go into the program. But first, let us just say that we're deeply honored that we are sharing this moment. I would call it beautiful moment with you. As usual, as a tradition, at NLNG, we start with a safety briefing. And that's because we care about you. We care about our guests, our stakeholders. And we want to ensure that you're safe where you are. We're currently on the third floor of Lagos Continental Hotel. There is no planned drill today. So if you hear any fire alarm go off, it is a real fire alarm. In the event of a fire alarm going off, please exit this room through that door, the main door you just came in through. Walk towards the stairs. There are two stairs. One, the spiral stairs that goes all the way down to the lobby. And then there's one stairs after the elevator. Please do not take the elevator during an emergency. As soon as you get to the lobby, step out into the foyer and then go to your left where the muster point is. Everybody will be accounted for at that muster point. There is a nurse on standby at the hotel in case there's a medical emergency. Please, if there is anything, do let any of my colleagues know. Margaret, Wilson, please raise your hand. Joyce, please let them know. If there's any security concerns, please also let them know. Guard your valuables, your phones, and everything. Please keep it close to you. And the convenience is just right outside this hall. You step out from the hall, walk maybe 5 steps to your right-hand side. You see the convenience for men and for women. The doors, I believe, are open, and there's a sign on the door. I want to enjoin you to have a lovely time and interactive and engaging meeting or press conference. First of all, I would like to welcome our friends in the media who I would say this event is for. It's a press conference. You have been with us every step of the way, helping us to take the stories, to narrate, to tell the stories of Nigerian innovation and ingenuity to the world. You have projected Nigeria to the world successfully, and you'll keep on doing that, I'm very sure. For over 2 decades, your reportage has amplified the voices of our scientists and the impact of their work. And their work has impact beyond Nigerian shores. So we thank you for being a trusted partners. Please, a round of applause for yourselves. You'd ask us that question, why are we here? Even though that is telling. But it's all about science. We're here because of science. Not too many people talk about science these days. For those of us who are conversant with social media, when you pop up any application, you would not see science. If you are one that has maybe your algorithm is tailored to, looking at technologies, AIs and all that, yes, maybe that will work for you, but most people, nothing around science will come up. Nobody knows about the breaking work, or nobody would probably want to talk about sustainable energy, carbon capture, all those big technical words. But that's why we're here. We're here to bring that to the fore. We're here to bring that to the forerunner. And we're here to talk about it. And we'll keep on talking about it. The advisory board, members of the advisory board have been doing that. And every year, consistently, they are here to ensure that science is top of the agenda. Science is the light that illuminates the path forward. It solves problems, powers progress, and raises hope. And that's why we're gathered here every year to celebrate science, to recognize discovery, to honor those who relentlessly pursue knowledge for the good of all. 21 years ago, NLNG partnered with visionary minds in the scientific community to establish the Nigeria Prize for Science. The mission to inspire homegrown innovation, provide solutions to national challenges, and uplift the quality of life for Nigerians, which we dearly need at this moment. Last year, we celebrated 20 years of this prize, alongside its sister prize, the Nigeria Prize for Literature. And together, they have become symbols of progress, creativity, and resilience. The prize strives on competition powered by themes that echo the pressing questions of our time. And in the past, those themes have been on different things: malaria, healthcare, energy, sustainable energy. And they've sort of spotlighted those themes to provide solutions to questions. The themes chosen very carefully by our esteemed advisory board challenge our brightest minds to explore new frontiers. And the call for entry for this year opened on February 1st, inviting submissions from across the globe on the theme Innovations in ICT, Artificial Intelligence, and Digital Technologies. That call closed on April 20th and 30th, and now we begin the exciting phase of discovery. This marks the beginning of something big. That's why we're here. So let us now welcome the remarkable individuals whose vision and commitments continue to shape this prize. As I introduce each of our special guests, you'll please take your place at the high table. Did I forget to say that this prize is sponsored by NLNG? Proudly sponsored by NLNG. Please, a round of applause. And it's $100,000. I'm sure you all know, those of us here would know, but I also understand that I'm speaking to a lot of people online as well because we're streaming live. It's $100,000. So if you didn't apply, as they say in the trenches, Utilo. Yeah. So first of all, I would like to welcome Dr. Sophia Hosford, General Manager, External Relations and Sustainable Development. Please, to the high table. Yes, please. A round of applause, louder, please. Dr. Hosford is recognized for her versatile expertise in finance, human resources, corporate communications. And the doctor is not a honorary doctorate degree or something like that. She's a medical doctor. Please, a round of applause. Her distinguished career at NLNG is marked by numerous accomplishments, including serving as the company's first HR manager in business partnering and leading as the inaugural chief of staff for crisis management team. She's held many positions, many of them first, and she was the corporate communications public affairs before appointment as general manager last year. Dr. Sophia, thank you for coming. Well. Welcome, sir. He is the chairman of the advisory board of the Nigeria Prize for Science, a distinguished scientist, professor of robotics, I believe, sir. Yes? Mechanical and industrial, professor of mechanical and industrial engineering, but definitely renowned in robotics. And he is the founder of a major power transmission firm in Nigeria. Big one. Welcome to this to the press conference, and we are honored to have you here, sir. Remember, I talked about the advisory board, always consistently active in ensuring that the conversation about science, about research, about innovation keeps going. He's supported by other members who I will call to this high table as well. I start with Chief Dr. Mrs. Nike Akande, OON-CON. Welcome, ma. Please. An esteemed economist, industrialist, and she's two-time former minister. Please, a round of applause for her. And an honorary life vice president of NASIMA. Chief Dr. Mrs. Nika Konde has supported the prize for many years now and has pushed that message, trying to take science from lab to reality and supporting us in ensuring that we make impact in Nigeria. Thank you very much for your work, man. Thank you very much for your contribution. A round of applause for her. I also invite Professor Yusuf Abubakar, OFR. Sir, thank you for honoring us. He's a renowned expert in animal breeding and quantitative genetics. He's the president of the Nigerian Institute of Animal Science and a visiting professor at the University of Abuja. He also has committed years to promoting science and innovation in Nigeria. Sir, thank you for coming and thank you for honoring us. A round of applause, please. Will you have one seat left? And that seat I will be taking. May I sit down close to you, ma? But no, I think that seat is too big for me. It's the first of her name. Have you had anybody? No, there's no way. First of her name. She's a certified strategic communication management professional and has remarkable experience in international trade, events management, media relations, and crisis communication. Anne-Marie leads the team that manages the secretariat, and that have been doing this good work. Of course, I'm part of the secretariat. I can't be marking my own script. But of course, Prof, have we been doing good work? Yes. So she leads that secretariat, and I want to thank her also for honoring us. Let's jump right at it. Let's go straight to why we're here. And a few people will be telling us why, and more authoritative than me. We'll start with Dr. Sophia Hosford, who will be giving the opening remarks. Again, Dr. Sophia Hosford is General Manager, External Relations and Sustainable Development at NLNG. Ma'am, over to you.
Good morning, distinguished guests, members, the chairman, and members of the advisory board, esteemed industry stakeholders, our very distinguished panel of judges, our media partners, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you to this ceremonial handover of entries for the 2025 edition of the Nigeria Prize for Science. This annual event represents a significant moment in NLNG's commitment to advancing scientific excellence and innovations in Nigeria. This year, we received a considerable number of entries, 112 of them. Congratulations to you all who successfully submitted their innovations for the 2025 contest. Your participation is a clear demonstration of your interest in harnessing science as a tool to address social challenges. It reflects a shared vision with NLNG of improving lives sustainably. The prize relies on the quality of your entries to build the muscle for global reckoning. As the prize grows stronger, so will the honor of the winners rising to the top. So again, the theme for 2025, digital innovation for development. The theme for the 2025 cycle in full reads innovation in ICT, artificial intelligence, AI, and digital technologies for development. And in that way, it fully encompasses and reflects a critical area of transformation in today's world. Digital technologies, as we know, are reshaping economies and societies. It's transforming nations. And we can see that in investing in AI and ICT, we are seeing exponential benefits, whether it's creating new industries, expanding access to services, or driving productivity. These technologies, with their transformational potential for Africa, and not just Nigeria, we will see that some of the largest economies in Africa will emerge and be home to a vast pool of young talent, innovations in technology, helping us to build scalable solutions with not only relevance for Nigeria or for Africa, but of global relevance, and driving sustainable socio-economic development for the benefit of humanity. Our gratitude goes to the advisory board again, as it does year after year. The progress we make would not be possible without the dedicated efforts of our esteemed advisory board for what they show each and every cycle, and that is continued leadership, excellence in the administration of the prize. I have also great excitement for the cycle this year because we have the distinguished opportunity to have an amazing panel of judges, and they will be introduced in due course. May I say on behalf of NLNG, the NLNG family, the management of this great organization, that I hand over the 112 entries to the advisory board, who will transmit to them our distinguished panel of judges to commence the adjudication process for 2025. We eagerly anticipate a robust evaluation process and look forward to celebrating outstanding innovations. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you, Dr. Sophia Hosford, for that opening remarks. And she has set the tone for the handover of entries. The prize is, you can argue with it, but the prize is the biggest in Africa. Anywhere. Take that to the bank. It's $100,000. Yeah. So to elaborate more on this and on the price and how it goes, I would like to call on our distinguished chairman of the advisory board, Professor Bath Naji, to also give his remarks. Prof.
Thank you very much, Mr. Elkanah. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, thank you very much, Dr. Hashford, for a wonderful introduction of what we are here to do today, and for what myself and my colleagues have been doing. So we thank you and NLNG for even the very idea of creating this prize for science and the sister prize for literature. I kind of look at it sometimes like an oasis in the middle of all the things going on in our country and our continent, that you've created an oasis for excellence, where our people can work and begin to compete favorably with the rest of the world. And it's happening. First, let me talk about the process. As Mr. Kana articulated, entries come at the beginning of the year. This time, February, the entries were received. And normally, or rather, the announcement was made for entries. And it's normally internationally advertised so that people see the structure for application. And it has been so done. Every year, the theme is different, but the theme is always about a problem that is a very serious problem, which is a worldwide problem, but which also affects Nigeria. And that problem, if solved, we as Nigerians will benefit from the result. The participation is normally worldwide. It's not about Nigeria. We've seen that in the past, sometimes you have Nigerians mixed with some foreign people. But it is not merely about Nigeria only. The only thing about Nigeria in it is that Nigeria must benefit from the outcome. If we don't have that impact that will benefit us, then we are in effect just awarding prize for something for others. There's no problem if the benefit is worldwide. So if, for example, we had done COVID cure, then clearly it would be worldwide application, but we are benefiting as well. So the process then is about receipt of entries, and the entries, while received, then the judges will take over. Okay, so today is about the advisory board receiving the entries and then subsequently handing over to the judges. You can imagine that we have to keep the judges in camera. So this way, because of, I think you know the reason, we can't bring them to you yet, because they will be inundated by those who are trying to influence the process, and we don't want that. So it must be such that once they've finished their work and there's a winner or no winner, we've had no winners before, but once there's a winner, there'll be an announcement at which point the judges you will meet the judges. That's how we do it. Yeah. So the process is quite rigorous. It's of international standard. And my colleagues on the advisory board have been introduced. They are top-class people in the world. And so we supervise on behalf of NLNG the process so that there is no issue. We have not had one case where there is any kind of problem about the process. So we typically choose the judges to be also of that kind of class, so that the process is of international standard in choosing choosing winner. And reasons why there are sometimes no winner is because of just the rigor involved. They just don't meet the standard required, and that would be it. Let me give you an example. It's a lot of times when we're doing this, people say, okay, what's the example of something that you have given this $100,000 that's working? I will give you two examples. A few years ago, actually about 2 or 3 years ago, we picked someone who won the prize for some device that is used to save life of neonatal children. Yeah? Professor Hippolyte of Imperial College, London. And it's amazing. Working subsequently after winning the prize with NLNG, they have gone off to set up centers, I think in 4 hospitals in the country. And the last time he sent me some report, it's like 100% success. The children, yes, children who typically die because of they are not able to breathe. So the device helps them to breathe. And the amazing thing about it is that the one purchased from overseas is almost 10 times the price of his device, and it is working. So, in fact, yes. In fact, I'm going to ask NLNG to really make a public statement of this. So we get Professor Hippolyte back. Let there be a way to communicate to our country that this sort of thing is happening. Perhaps the federal government can now take it further and take it to more centers, create more centers in the country. So that's one example. The second example is a professor who is at a university in the Netherlands. So he won about, I think, 4 or 5 years ago, the prize for energy storage device. You know, the whole thing about renewable energy is about being able to have capacity to store the energy. So his research has been on that. And a proof that his work is being accepted worldwide is that a few months ago, he received a grant from the European Union of how much? 2.2 million euro. And it's not it's not him and the other people, it's just him. 2.2 million euro. Professor Ngene, he's a Nigerian. So what NLNG is doing is profound. And we just picked a couple to illustrate. So this year, we have an area. When we were picking this, we picked this topic many years ago. But it's only this year, well, in the last couple of years, that artificial intelligence became such a worldwide hit, okay? Affecting every aspect of our life. So the ICT, artificial intelligence, digital technology, that's what we have the prize for this year. And we expect that it will be just a wonderful tour of various creative talents of our people. So the judges are going to have a joy, I am sure, when they are going through the entries. So we and you will be looking forward to hearing the outcome. So it's going to be of such outcome because we like to see what this area can offer that will improve the world and also improve our lives in Nigeria. So Dr. Hirschfeld and our colleagues and distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I think that should do it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor. You said so much. Professor Hippolyte Amadi, winner of the Nigeria Prize for Science. For which year? Who can guess the year? $100,000. $100,000 if you can guess the year.
I think you could do the conversion. It helps. When you do the conversion, that's where it hits you.
160 million naira. That is ringing some sound in my head. Anyways, thank you very much, sir. You said so much. And one of the things you said is that the prize is open to scientists globally to encourage international participation and to attract the highest quality of research focused on solving a Nigerian problem. That's focused on solving a Nigerian problem. And we all know that science provides those kind of solutions, especially those critical to our development. There's no country that has excelled without science. And many countries, especially like China, for example, is showing us a lot even doing more than where they got the science from. And, showing that they can even do it cheaper. Just like how Professor Hippolyte Amadi did. He saved babies in a cheaper way. Now you can go to any of those hospitals, and we'll let you know about those hospitals, to take care of neonates. Neonatals, that they call them, yes. But if you ask me, I'll say premature babies. but yes, there's a name, scientific name for that. But it is significant. I don't know how much you know how significant that is, and how the trauma that women go through in childbirth, in process of childbirth, and having to come to that point, and then the child does not survive. But just that device, which was discovered by Professor Hippolyte, and of course, selected by our distinguished members of the advisory board, shone the spotlight on them, on that, and somehow, some way, we've partnered to get those incubators to places where it is needed. So, sir, I'll say congratulations. Congratulations. Good one. All right. So with that, that speech has ushered us to the ceremonial handover of the entries by the Prize Secretariat. The Prize Secretariat will be represented by Dr. Sophia Horsford, and she will be handing over 112 entries to the advisory board, who will be represented by the chairman. But it's going to be symbolic. We're not going to bring all the 112 entries here. You don't know how big they are. You know science now. When they want to write, they write big, kind of thing. So please, shall we? Cameras, photographers, please. So, Dr. Sophia Horsford will be handing over the symbolic entries to Professor Bath Naji. Round of applause, please. Thank you. Thank you. Now, this starts the process. The process starts from now. The next time you will hear from the advisory board will be in September, I believe. September, when we'll come and tell you whether there's a winner or I'll not say anything. But note that that process is guided by one value. Well, there are many values, but I want to mention one core value: excellence. Excellence. I assure you, our advisory board members do not compromise excellence. It has to be excellence. Because why? It is Nigeria to the world. We are projecting this country to the world. We want to take those works to anywhere in the world and beat our chest about it and say, yes, we did it. Yes, we did it. And yes, we did it. So thank you very much. The process, the adjudication process begins now. Yeah, cameras, you're still interested in entry 001? I say, when I retire, I will need money. I will definitely need money. Oh, you don't think I'll need money? I'll need money. When I retire, if I don't write a book that will win the literature prize, my son will win the science prize. Or my daughter, let me not, agenda, no. It's either the son or my daughter will win the science prize. Anyone, that $100,000 must come. They might have increased it to 200. Amen. Don't mind me. All right. So at this point, we are going to go into engagement. Of course, I have my colleagues, my super colleagues here from the media who would have one or two questions to ask. And the members at the high table, the distinguished guests at the high table are willing to answer your questions. So we'll begin that round now for the next, say 15 minutes, if that's okay, and then we'll close. So please, Mike, you have the mic, yes? Wilson has the mic. If you have any questions, please raise your hand. Raise your hands to, hello? Yeah. Wow. Raise your hands to indicate, signify that you have a question to ask. So let's start, sir. Introduce yourself, keep your question straight, go straight to the point, and keep it brief. Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Yourself, your name, and your organization.
Yes.
Thank you.
My name is Stan Okenwa. I report for Business Highlights Online. First of all, I have to thank NLNG for this innovative program that has spanned for over 2 decades. What I want to say now is not much about questioning, but the act of writing your story by yourself than allowing others to write your story. You came up with one powerful story now about Professor Hippolyte and Professor Ngene. These are big, world-class breaking news. We as journalists want you to put that story the way you want it and push it to us. We will do the publication. In the process, we also raise and tell the world the story the way you told it to us. Because if you allow us to scrap 1 or 2 things we got from what you just said, remember, you placed the prize of the year of the award, $100,000, but you never gave us that year. You didn't answer that question. Many of us were waiting for the questions, for the answer of when it was awarded, when it was won. So let NLNG, the media department, do a detailed analysis and the benefit of these 2 awards. In fact, I would even like a book to be written on it. That would tell the story more. Thank you.
Sorry, can I just comment? Okay. I happen to be privileged to have been at the beginning of it. I was NLNG. I was a professor in America, and they invited me to be keynote speaker. And the Vice President, Tiku Abubakar, was a special guest of honor. Orwell Brown was doing your job at that time. So they thought it through. It's just a prestigious award, but also well thought out to be really about science. But over time, we refined it to ensure that it has impact. So this is, last year was 20 years. Yeah? Last year was 20 years. So it's been, that amount, was it, initially was 100. So it's grown from initial price of $20,000 to what it is now, $100,000. So maybe Sophia can amplify.
Yes, indeed. The Nigeria Prize for Science has had such a prestigious history, one that we're very proud of as NLNG. And just as Professor Bartinaji has said, it has really opened doors of opportunity for impact. Just the 2 examples that he gave is just a few of so many. We make it a point with each cycle, once there has been an announcement to the winners, that we have an engagement with the winner of the prize, or if indeed there are winners. We've had in the past joint winners, to really introduce them to the larger public and to the business community, thereby giving the opportunity for their innovations, their inventions, their breakthroughs, to have scalable impact on Nigeria, which is the whole point of the prizes. some sort of scientific breakthrough or invention, creative piece of work within the domain of science, having impact and essentially addressing problems within this nation. Really appreciate the comment, I think, by the gentleman. It shows quite a degree of patriotism. It is great that we have, well, in the two cases, they're actually scientists of Nigerian descent, and that they such, indeed, their inventions or their breakthroughs have had impacts not just for Nigeria, but you can already see the potential for it having impact even within sub-Saharan Africa, where there are climes similar to ours, where there's always a challenge with the health systems, with still dealing with quite high rates of, child mortality. So anywhere along the global, within the global space where challenges in the health sector are similar to those of us as a country, there's the potential there for it to have impact. So we're very proud of that. We are, having done already 20 years of the prizes, we have in store in the coming months, I imagine, to share more innovations, but it's ultimately about it having impact. And this is where we really look to you, the media, seeing the opportunities independently. You can write about these innovations so that the world can really listen and hear our stories. Thank you.
So back to Nigeria. Thank you. More questions?
Yeah, you have one here already.
All right.
Good morning, everyone.
Can't see you.
You can see me. I can see you from here.
Oh.
Okay. So first of all, I would like to commend the NLNG for this laudable initiative.
Your name?
I'm Diana Ajala, and I report for NTA. So I would like to commend the NLNG for this laudable initiative, which is imparting and changing a lot of narrative out there. So I would like you to tell us about the criteria and your expectation from this, those that submitted our entries. You didn't talk about the criteria that qualify all of them. So please share more light on that. Thank you.
Thank you. One more question, if we can take one more before they respond. Yes, sir. Your name and organization, please.
I almost changed my mind from asking this question, but I guess I should ask, can we find more information? My name is Tunde Osho. I write for Vanguard newspapers. Can we get more details from a website? And if we can have the name of the domain, the website. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Any more? Prof, with your permission, can I just respond with that information? So please go to www.thenigeriaprizes.org. The Nigeria Prize, not Nigerian, the Nigeria Prizes, prizes with S.org. There you'll find information on past winners, the administration of the prizes, procedure. But you won't find criteria there. I'm not sure you will find criteria. Prof will tell us more about the criteria. Just also as added information, Professor Hippolyte Amadi won the prize in 2023. And then Dr. Peter Egene won the prize in 2018. Thank you. Sir.
Yes, myself and my colleagues will elaborate on the criteria. The first thing is, of course, basic education. Okay, where is this person or these people? What's their background? So you need to know their background. So after that, then you go to the research. Is the research relevant to the theme? Okay, so is it about this theme? When you pass that, then what is the research about? What problem within that has been solved? Sometimes we see people who try to submit proposals, okay, for doing something. It's not about proposal for doing something. We don't entertain proposal for doing something. What we entertain is something that has already been done. It's completed. And not just completed, but there must be proof that it has really been completed and has impact. So who is saying that it's good work, that it solves the problem of interest? Who is saying it? So there must be in the scientific community people who will say it. So the judges normally will have a way to determine the standard that those who have assessed that work would be at for acceptance. Okay, typically it could be journals, scientific journals that will where the work has been published, and the citation, and then after that you would have the impact. What has that solution yielded impact? And what's the proof of it? So that's very important. And that's where now it comes back to Nigeria. Okay, so in Nigeria, can we benefit from that solution? So it's the kind of criteria set out like that will lead to a selection. So along the way, you would have to have, the first thing is that the secretariats of NLNG will weed out quite a number because they wouldn't have met the basic criteria, the very basic criteria of qualification to qualify, to be considered, before the judges will now take those that have met the basic qualification to begin to evaluate. So this way, you don't have the judges spending all this time on things that, say maybe proposals, people try their luck. After all, as kind of was saying, 160 million, people would like to try, okay? So there are people who will try. And so those will have to be weeded out first. My colleagues, do you have any additions that you want to make in terms of the criteria?
Thank you very much, Chairman. I think you have elaborated on most of the important criteria that we use. But I just want to emphasize that at the end of the day, the output of the process that we go through depends to a large extent on the quality of the judges. Because the three of us on the advisory board are not experts in every field. So that quality of experts is what the advisory board does to make sure that we get the best. One of the criteria, and the chairman has mentioned impact, also scalability, because most often people do their research, and I'm sure you've heard researches being on the shelves. So scalability is important, And that is where the industry comes in. Because a research is done, it needs to be scaled out, and it is the industry that has the capacity to do that. So what we do at the end of this is also to link up the researchers with the industry. And I think our revered member of our advisory board, that's a job she does very well because that's her area. Maybe she can expand on that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I just want to say a few things. In February this year, we listed out the criteria. And 112 entries were received. And the Secretariat has gone through some of them. It's impossible to give everything proper attention because the important thing is the background. The research work must be very important and useful, and the impact is very important because what is the use of giving so much money when Nigeria will not benefit from it? And the entry is open to Nigerians and non-Nigerians. So I know that the judges are very capable because they have been carefully chosen by the advisory board. And we look forward to choosing somebody that richly deserves the honor. Thank you very much. Sorry, I have a terrible
Sorry. Let me just say that in terms of the judges, every single year, just like what my colleagues have said, every single year, the theme determines where we go for the judges. Very important. So it's not like there's no repetition. This year, these are experts in this field. Those are the ones chosen. And we're very, very particular about it. You can imagine that when Professor Hippolyte won, it was healthcare, experts in healthcare. I mean, you can't, these are world experts that came together to do the evaluation. And the same thing with the energy systems. So that's how we do it. And it's a rigorous process just to choose the judges. And it tends to be that the people who are chosen tend to be quite busy. They're experts. And so we plead. And usually they oblige us. So that's just that.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. A round of applause for them, please. A round of applause for them. Chief Akande, we wouldn't have noticed you have a cold. Your voice was still as sweet. It was still as sweet. I would just give an opportunity for one more question, if there is any. You take the last question, right? All right, good.
Good morning, everyone.
Name and organization, please.
My name is Honesty Victor from News Extra. So NLNG is doing a very great work in terms of research. But I want to ask, what effort is NLNG and the judges putting in place to checkmate plagiarism, and especially already existing research that has won an award before and are also submitted for entries? Is it that there is a particular research that has won an award before, can also still be submitted, or you deal basically with fresh research? And secondly, is there any other consideration that is put in place to also boost research or innovations in tertiary institutions? Because if we want to look at it, it looks like it is our big professors, our doctors that are actually winning this award. Please, is there any other consideration for younger ones Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So that'll be our last question. If you noticed, the topic, the theme for this year is for everybody. So hopefully we'll get a bright person, you know, not necessarily, it doesn't have to be a professor, doctor, but they would definitely have to follow scientific procedures, definitely, and show proof of concept. That is a definitely thing. But I would hand over that question to the advisory board again, because they ensure the integrity of the prize. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's a very good question, Victor. I can tell you that it is open. It's just that it's about science and technology, okay? Innovation. In fact, a few years ago, we added innovation. It used to be just purely about basic science. And so people, we began to see that there are things that are scientific, but they are more of innovation. And all kinds of people can do innovation, like in this particular area. Now, you will find, you were talking about big professors in university. If Mark Zuckerberg's invention had been submitted here, it will pass. It will pass the muster. And Mark would not have gone to become a big professor. But the criteria captures what he has achieved. That's very important. So let's make sure that we don't confuse it to be something is about universities only. No. And you will also find that not all the judges are university professors. By the time we show you later in the year, you will find that they are not all, but they are innovators. They are experts in their fields. That's very important that you know. So in terms of plagiarism, it gets stopped on its tracks because the judges, by the criteria that they're using, will be able to detect that it's not this. We had one time some work that was done that we accepted actually as being a potential winner. But the person that submitted it was submitting it like himself only. And but it wasn't. But it was joint work, and the judges had to dig down to determine who actually are the participants in the work, and found out that the person was like a research fellow, not the originator of the idea, but part of the idea. We actually did the work. You know how work gets done in a university? You have the main professor leading the research effort, but in the end, the professor might allow the colleague to publish, leading in the publication. So, I mean, it's a way to continue to promote your students or your researchers. So we found out by this method that a Chinese professor was actually the lead, main person in the work, was the originator of the whole idea. But this guy was the one who had advanced that particular work. So all of them joined together. We're now giving the award. And we brought the Chinese professor here with their whole team, I mean the other guy, and they received the award. And they had to share it. So that is one. The other is about repetition. You know, somebody who had, or work that had won before, how do we tell that it is not winning again? Very easy to tell. We even had that example. Someone that won before submitted in another category because there's some relationship. We said, no, cannot. And that was disqualified. Even though it was credible work, but it was disqualified. So it's a very rigorous process here. I can assure you that none of those things will play. No plagiarism, no winning by an earlier work that had won. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And thank you, members of the press, the media, for this very engaging question and answer session. At this point, we will wrap up the event. We hope you'll leave here inspired by the power of science to transform lives and shape the future. If you noticed what Chief Dr. Mrs. Akande said, and she keeps saying it repeatedly, was impact. Impact. She kept talking about impact. There has to be impact seen. It has to be visible. And that is what we hope we would achieve. And this is very, 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 very much in line with our vision of a globally competitive energy company, improving lives sustainably. And that's all we are focused on here, improving life sustainably. With that, I would call on Mrs. Anne-Marie Palmer-Ikuku to give a vote of thanks and closing remarks. Please.
So, well, you'll all agree it's been a very, very interesting, insightful morning. We've learned so much. And on this side, we've also met with members of the media. We know those who have been regular, and we know those who are also new. We welcome and we thank you for coming. So, distinguished members of the advisory board, our friends in the media, those online, thank you for gracing this important occasion with your presence. The Nigeria Prize for Science continues to highlight the vital role of scientific research in advancing human development. With the 112 submissions this year, it is evident that our science community is actively aligned with NLNG's aspiration to improve lives through sustainable innovation. We are especially grateful to our esteemed advisory board for upholding the high standards that make this prize one of the most respected on the continent. One of the objectives of the Science Prize is to raise role models that can inspire young persons. And members of the advisory board, they are role models, great role models. Professor Batunaji, the chairman, thank you. Prof, as Elkanah introduced earlier, is a renowned professor of robotics engineering and founder of Geometric Power. They are giving power in the East now. Thank you, Prof. Also, Chief Dr. Nike Akonde, distinguished business leader, a two-time Minister of Industry. Thank you, ma'am. And then, of course, Professor Yusuf Abubakar, an expert in animal breeding and agricultural science. Your contributions are deeply, deeply appreciated. Thank you so much. To our researchers and innovators who have sent in their entries, thank you for stepping forward. Your willingness to challenge convention and explore new frontiers of knowledge is the foundation of progress. We eagerly anticipate the impactful ideas your submissions will unveil. As mentioned in the welcome address by Dr. Hosford, this event marks the commencement of the adjudication process, which will end in September. And we also like to thank in advance the team of highly respected experts who will serve as panel of judges for the intellect, the integrity, and judgment they are bringing to ensure a transparent and credible evaluation. We thank them. We also extend our sincere appreciation to you, our dear media partners. You are always here, year in, year out. The success of this prize cannot be mentioned without you. You've been very, very instrumental to it. You've been very, very remarkable partners. We really, really appreciate what you do. As we enter this adjudication phase, let us continue to champion the message that NLNG, through the Nigeria Prize for Science, is fostering solutions that address national challenges. Thank you once again, and we wish you all safe travels back to your destinations. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mrs. Anne-Marie Pama-Ikuku. I am going to wrap up by saying that we are not going to stop. No, we're not going to stop at all. We'll continue to do this. We'll continue to talk about science. And we'll continue to showcase and spotlight innovations. Please, a round of applause for all of them. Thank you. So, I'll see you in September, hopefully with good news, sir. Good news. I'll see you in September with good news. And I remain Elkanah Chawe, your honorary scientist, signing off. Goodbye. Just one or two announcements. So immediately after this, please, you can go to the other room just to catch some more snacks, right there. There is a bus that is leaving the island to the mainland. Please, Wilson, yeah? Where else, Wilson? All right, yeah, that's Wilson right at the back. So he would organize that. There's a bus, so if you want to catch that bus going back to the mainland, please just look out for him and then join him. Thank you very much, and thank you for coming. Goodbye. Just one more thing. Photographs, please. If we could just stand for one. Yeah. Yes, you come to the front for photograph. Thank you.
Okay, that one is your own. Did you say it's signed? You said it's signed. Okay, give me this.
So, yeah. So photograph will be taken and will be made available via mail. So you don't have to take pictures. We'll get those photographs available via mail. Via email. Okay. Wilson.